you know it's time to replace a roof instead of just a repair. Today I'm with Rich, he's our project manager. We're going to take a walk around the roof and take a look at the damages that are on the roof.
Okay, we'll start back with the flat roof. We start right here. We can actually feel structural damage, we have alligating. Obviously this roof needs to be repaired. This roof has been leaking because it's been sealed right here at the shingles. Now the problem with this right here is shingles are a watershed system, so they're designed to actually get water behind them and it gets out. Now the way this is repaired, because of a leak, it'll actually hold the water and actually shorten the life of the roof. Alright, so right here we have some cracked shingles. They've been re-cemented, but you can see the mineral surface on them has been cracked and is aged and has been repaired and glued down. That's typical of wind damage, but like I said, we can see there's been a significant repair in here. And once roofs start getting repaired, unless it's a short term, generally over the long term, it means your roof is getting near the edge of its life. If you come over here, you can see some more mineral surface damage. And once a roof starts losing its mineral surface, the roof is pretty well past its lifetime. Shingles aren't typically asphalt anymore. There are a whole bunch of different products in there, up to and including fiberglass matting. However, the mineral surface protects the product underneath. The mineral surface actually doesn't serve a purpose except for reflectivity and to protect the product underneath. So when we start to lose our granules, the life is over for the roof. Up here on the ridge, you can see we have wind damage, we have lifting, and you start to see like that one just went in there, but you can see there's debris under this, and so the roof, like that one, has been compromised already. Now this part of the roof is pretty important for a couple reasons. Again, wind damage, debris we've talked about under there, so the roof is compromised. But right here what you're seeing is the blue-green algae, and the product we use, GAF HDZ Timberline, has a 25-year warranty against the blue-green algae. The reason that becomes important is we discussed the reflectivity of the roof, and when you lose reflectivity to the roof, it shortens the life of the roof as well as looking unsightly. This is a turbine. We do not use them. The reason we don't use these is they are a liability in a windstorm. You see this one actually wasn't spinning, so what can happen is the water gets in the roof here. We have a problem with the seal, and you're going to be fighting that seal forever. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to remove that. We're going to replace a piece of plywood 2 foot by 4 foot and redeck that, and we're going to go to a ridge vent up on the top of the roof, which is, we get further along the roof, we'll go ahead and show you what a ridge vent looks like. But basically we put a 2-inch slot in the roof, and that allows the roof to breathe and get passive air movement through it. Some of it looks like it's been actually hit by a hailstorm.
Where do you see those spots?
There's a couple of them right here. There's just big spalls. So this roof, you know, with the wind damage and the debris, it's been through a good storm. And then over here, we have the vent stack, and it's in a valley, which isn't a good place for it. But this one in particular is actually installed in properly according to Florida standards, that it sits over the shingle. The shingle should be over it and be cemented down to it, because that's part of a high velocity hurricane zone. So what we're doing is we're trying to make it so nothing can grab the roof, and if this penetration can be breached, the roof goes with it.
So Rich, tell us a little about the discolorization that we can see between the top of these shingles and where it starts to meet that flat roof.
Okay, well, you actually have a few different discolorations going on. But this discoloration right here, you can, this is where there was a patch. So somebody's changed these shingles before, and it looks like it's been a recurring problem. You can see the roof's actually moving below my weight, and right in here too. So the roof has been compromised at least a couple times. The actual bleed you see here is just from the metal runoff. So how they make shingles algae proof is they actually blend metal, zinc and coppers into them. And so what you're seeing is where the metal is touched and it picks up a little bit of the zinc and it washes the roof. So this is what would happen in the case of a GAF shingle, except it would be for 25 years and not start to look like this. See where it happens on the left? So what they actually do is they actually put the chunks in the granules to keep the roof clean and extend the life of the shingle.
Now coming in, looking at home here, you can see the granular loss on the front of the home. Here, tell us about that, Rich.
But this is mostly age and exposure. We're facing pretty close to due west here, and the western sun is very hard on a shingle, just like it makes your house hot when it's on the windows. That's why we don't use two-layer roof systems. Like people will might talk to you about them and say you can go over the system. What we're trying to do with the ventilation system, as well as our shingles, is we want to keep the shingles cooler. That's why the GAF have some reflectivity to them to help prolong the life of the roof, because this is just the shingles getting too hot, besides the wind damage, and as that happens, we have granular loss and shortness of life in the roof.
All right, very good, Rich. Anything else that you see on this roof that homeowners should know to look for?
Well, besides you see the wind damage, that's very difficult for a roof, because if you get another windstorm, see how I'm not doing anything to lift those up? If you get another windstorm, it will take those roofs because the roof is compromised. So a good enough storm, unfortunately, the roof will be compromised and will have water intrusion into the home. And as well, like I said, our shingles are a watershed system, so as long as the water's coming down them, they work great. They're not designed to have water blown up them. So once we have this ability to do that, the fasteners are exposed, and in this case, the water, you see where it stops, the water doesn't have that far to go. It only has an inch to go once that's ripped up, and it's in the house.
Needless to say, this roof needs replaced. A repair wouldn't do. So that's what we're going to be doing today, is we're going to be replacing this roof with the GAF Timberline HDZ shingles that have a 50-year warranty on them.